I would create best-selling ebook covers that sell like hotcakes. In this video, you will get the exact steps that I take to create best-selling ebook covers. For example, I have one book that has made well over $200,000 in its lifetime, and that's on Amazon KDP alone. Then there are other platforms. I have another book that has made well over $150,000, and these are the steps that I'm taking to create these book covers that have sold so well. So simply copy and try to get similar results for yourself. Sounds good? So I will show you some budget options as well in this video, and I will give you advice for instructing your designer, and I will give you some tips for choosing a great book cover. And I will also show you some bad examples and some good examples. So hopefully I'm not showing your book or your grandma's book or your aunt's book or your neighbor's book. But if I do, then maybe you want to stay with the video so you can see what they did wrong. You can give them some advice or give yourself some advice if I show your book. So this is not a do-it-yourself video. It's not about creating your own book covers. If you want to do that, go ahead. But I advise against that unless you're a professional designer, because people do judge a book by its cover. And a good book cover is crucial for the book's success. So professional standard, that is key. Now, what does a bad book cover have? It's not relevant to the book's topic. It's not relevant to the target audience. For example, it's a non-fiction book looking like a fiction book or vice versa, or it's a children's book looking like an adult book, etc. Another thing is that the title has certain words which are not relevant to understanding what the topic is about. However, on this book cover that is bad, these words are emphasized. They're made bigger. And the words that are very important to understand what the book is about are made smaller. So that is an example of what you don't want to do unless you want a bad book cover. And a bad book cover uses colors that don't look good together. And it has a picture that doesn't fit, or it has mistake. So if you publish a book about football, you don't want an image of a cake. Let's go over 2 examples of bad book covers. So here we have it. What do you think about this book cover? Now I can tell you what I see. And what I can see is that we don't have any text on the back cover. But anyways, the main thing is the text. So we see here, the super is the biggest, at least in my eyes. And then we have amazing baseball stories. This is hard to read because of the cursive text. And we see here that the text is hard to read because of the colors as well. So if you look at the background of this shirt and then the text color of the font, it's hard to read. And maybe the American readers will be able to see immediately that this runner is wearing baseball clothes. So of course it's a book about baseball. However, if that's not the case, then this bat would be the thing that really identifies that this is a baseball book, because maybe American football players can dress similar like this. And this one, the bat, and the person in the bat should be clear and visible and should be big. So here we have an example of a book cover that can definitely be better based on the components that we discussed previously. Let's take another one. So here we at least have baseball, the biggest, but we can see here, if we take a look at the image, then we see that the faces are very strange, and we see that it looks very strange right here. So something has happened with the arms. I believe this is some early AI book, and we can see clear errors. And if there are errors on the image, then what do you think the readers will think of the book, the manuscript? They will of course think that there are errors in the manuscript as well. And if we take a look, these books are not selling. There's not a sales rank for these books. So this is an extreme example of what you don't want to do. So let's go over to a book cover example that is much better. So here we see Easy Keto Meal Prep. We see that meal prep is big, is the second biggest, because it tells us what the book is about. And we see that the colors match well. And we also see on the image, we see the results. So this is very powerful if you can show the results. So if it was showing the cooking of these keto recipes, then that wouldn't be as attractive, because as a reader, I want the result. And this clearly shows the result instead of the process. So what I have to do, for example, I have to buy groceries and I have to cook, etc. That's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in the result, which is these beautiful boxes right here of food that I can put in the fridge and I can take out and eat very easily. Here we have another one, relaxing. This font style relaxes me at least. And then we have a clear text here, and it's book for adults is also big, so it shows who the book is for. We can see large print, which is a benefit, is also prominent, and we see 100 plus puzzle, which is a benefit, is also prominent. And then we see on the image, we see the different types of puzzles. So we get within 1 second, we know what this book is about. And that's what we want. We want to immediately give the reader an understanding about what the book is about, because we can't expect the readers to even click on the book covers like we did here. They would just see a small book cover from the distance. And if they don't see right here what it's about, then we have failed. So to summarize, a book cover, it matches the book's topic and the right audience. It makes the important words in the title the biggest, so it's easy to understand what the book is about. And it uses good color combinations. And it has a picture that fits perfectly with the book topic. So if you want to look again at these components, then go back to the cover examples of good book covers. So let's go over the process that I use to create my covers. So the first step is that I have started a contest on 99 Design. I will show you step by step how to do this. And then I choose to work with the winning designer for a negotiated price. So that is something that you can do after you have received an option that you're happy with. And then I will show you Fiverr, which is a more budget-friendly option. So simply go to 99 Design, and then you click here, get a design. And then you go here, book cover, and then you choose ebook cover, $1.99, get started now. And then here you can choose if you want a paperback, but we only need the ebook, so I will only select that. And then we have here, we have different book covers. So why do we only need the ebook cover? Because we can convert to the ebook cover to a paperback cover later. So that's why we only select the ebook. And then here we can choose if we like certain designs, and here if we prefer certain colors. And here we enter the book's detailed information, and then you move on. And then slowly you will start to receive design options from the people that are competing in this contest. And then you can give feedback as the contest progresses. So it's a very fun process, and you can choose the winning design eventually. And then after that, you can message the designer and ask if they want to work with you for a negotiated price. So for example, if you're paying $1.99 for this contest, then ask the designer if you can pay them, for example, $50 or $90 per design. And maybe they can give you 5 to 10 design options for that price. So talk with the designer, try to figure out if you can get along in terms of any price that is within your budget. Otherwise, another option that I used early on is Fiverr. So if you search here ebook cover, you get many different options. So you have different prices here as well. So for example, this one is 6,000 crowns. This is around $600. So you can find more expensive options here as well, or you can find more budget-friendly options. You can sort here by price, you can sort here by best-selling, etc. So this is another option. And now let's go over some tips for instructing your designer and for choosing a great book cover design. So one thing that I advise you to do is to send example of book covers that you like and use these examples as inspiration. That's what you want to say to your designer. So you don't want to say that you should make the book cover like this, because if you use a book cover that is very similar to a competing book, then that can get you into trouble with, for example, Amazon KDP or the other platforms. So make sure that the designs that you choose are unique. And one thing that you can do is to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing if you want your book cover to stand out. So for example, if you see that every book cover on this topic has a darker color, then you can use brighter colors to stand out, or vice versa. If everyone has brighter colors, then you use darker colors, etc. So this can be useful in certain moments. It might not always be the best option, but having a book cover that stands out can be a very powerful strategy from my experience. So this is how I get my best-selling book covers made. I showed you the steps, the secrets are out, and more advanced strategies. Of course, I have more advanced strategies, but we can save those for a future video. So Make sure that you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any valuable information related to design or related to anything else. I've been publishing for 8.5 years. I built a 7-figure publishing business. I know what I'm talking about. So do yourself a favor and do what I would have done if I were in your shoes, which is to hit the subscribe button. What do you have to lose? If anything else, you will get a different perspective that you can then compare to another perspective, and then you can go with the perspective that you like the most. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.